I had to do it. Couldn't not do it. So this is Sonichu the fan comic, or in parentheses, Comichu, and this is written by Helena, or as you might know her on Twitter, DB Sonichu, Pickany, Filony. She goes by a lot of names. She has multiple different accounts, and Chris thinks that this is canon, or at least canon in a nearby universe to C197. At this point, a lot of the time that I spend in my Chris Chen Weekly Update videos is having to read these comics because Chris comments on the events of the comics. So, this is what I had to do. I had to make a whole series. It's probably going to be like 4 episodes just reading through the entire series so that we understand the context of what Chris is talking about, because Chris has read these. And yes, I will eventually get back to SNT vs. Sonichu. It's just that the second one is literally like 700 pages long. It's insane. So there's a little over 200 issues of this. I don't know what you'd call them, panels, comics, pages. There's like 200 separate comics in this series. So we're going to start with the original one. Okay, let's see where this amazing story started. Little Pickle, September 16th, 2020. You got Rose Chu and Sonichu. How cute. And Sonichu says, "Don't call me cute while holding my little prick." This is what we're in for, guys. This is what we're doing today. So you have Knuckles, who she draws with very Asian-looking eyes. "Sweetie, have you seen the banana sore?" And this is, totally forget her name. This is in Sonichu. Punchy is dating one of the people who was in his date ed class, but then she broke up with him because of the banana sore. And she says, "I am leaving and not coming back. I am so tired of you. I'm going back to my mother's." That's exactly what happened in Sonichu. And Punchy says, "Oh, see you later then." Get it? Because he's oblivious, because he's dumb, because he's a meathead, because his name is Punchy. You get a hand, and it's clapping a cheek, and it's obviously it's Magic-chan, and they go, whoa, bro, it's me. And it's Punchy, and Punchy's like, "I know." Punchy likes that Magic-chan cheek. You got Bubbles saying, "Aww," and it's Punchy and Magic-chan having sex. And why did I just say that? Punchy says, "Get out of my room." And Bubbles says, "Young love." So you got Sonichu and Rose Chu, and that's the evil slow wheel Ryam, Mary Lee Walsh walking away. She's holding a bubbly cup. Rose Chu says, "I know what you're thinking, and no. Enjoy your milkshake and don't punch her." And then Sonichu throws his milkshake and says, "Milky white justice." Don't know if the double entendre there was intended, but okay. Got a little Pickchu here. Zap, as Sonichu just Sonichu now. "Oh boy, I have issues now." That might be the most realistic thing I've ever seen in any of the Chris fan comics. Okay, so this comic's going to be about the gay vaccine in the later issues of Sonichu. Chris takes his DNA and has scientists develop a vaccine against homosexuality, has Magic-chan travel to the future to when they're done creating the vaccine, and then come back with it, and they put it in the water supply so that nobody in Quickville can be gay anymore. You have this character, no idea who that is, and says, "Hubby Chew, why am I not straight?" Is that supposed to be Chris? Christine? I don't think that's Christine. "Hubby Chew, why am I not straight?" "Yeah, I just ignored you when you told me to put the gay vaccine in the water supply." Oh, Magic-chan, what a rascal. Okay, guys, we're gonna have our first appearance of Pickchu here. Okay, you got, I think this might be Magic-chan. Yeah, it is Magic-chan, and then Pickchu. And random guy says, "Wait, aren't you married to Christine?" And Magic-chan says, "I am 1 in a million. It means there are many more of me out there. It's not cheating if I'm not the one married." So what that means is that this Magic-chan is not Magic-chan Prime. It's not the Magic-chan that exists in C197. It's a different Magic-chan that exists in a different universe. And he's dating Pickchu. It's the writer's own OC. This is Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club. She says, "Would you go out with me?" I don't know who that is. Yes, I do. That is, what's his name? Righteous for Quick. He has a Twitter account and a Reddit account, and he's like if Jacob Sockness was more unhinged, but less obsessed with Chris. He's completely insane, but he doesn't try to, like, rape Chris. So, Righteous for Quick punches Monica and says, "Long live the goddess," and runs away. Right, you got Magic-chan singing. It's a talent show, I guess. Maybe it's Blake. Is that Blake? That's Blake. Maybe these comics where the only difference between the characters is their colors shouldn't be in black and white. Bubbles says, he is so bad, but looks so good because they're dating. Punchy gives Magi-chan a little shove and says, ah, staring at Angelica, I see you. Magi-chan says, dude, she is my sister. Oh yeah? We are all siblings. Very accurate. Oh, looks like we have the real Chris here in the comments. I'm sorry, it's so small I have to zoom out so we can see the comics. Chris says, nope, the Sonichus and Rosechus, who all originated from the chaotic rainbow of 2003, are not related by blood, nor are they related to Sonichu Prime or Rosie Rosechu Prime in that sense. Rosechu stomps in, Sonichu, you need to bathe someday. And Sonichu's got some stink lines, says okie dokie, and he sprays himself with Axe body spray. Says done, and she's pinching her nose. Sonichu's standing there, he's all happy. Rosechu's looking over. Hubby, what are you doing standing over there? And Sonichu says, this is a stand. Someone is supposed to pay me if I wait long enough. That's the first one I don't get. Naive is a strong word. Legitimately do not understand what's happening. Alright, you have Sonichu, he's hiding behind a wall. He's a gun strapped to his back. There's some bad guys coming up to him. He's out of ammo. Oh no. And then we just cut to a completely different comic. Okay. Sonichu's running down the street. There's a cat person. Sonichu runs into her. She goes flying. Okay. That's Sonichu's tail off to the side. Magi-chan's walking. Magi-chan disappears. Magi-chan continues to disappear like he's doing instant transmission. This person's like, no, wait. This person, I'm assuming this is Pickchu from the back. So, Sonichu's fighting some zombies. Sonichu's running over innocent pedestrians. And Magi-chan is abandoning his wife. Oh, look. Sonichu has stolen a Chaos Emerald. And then he pulls off a disguise. Ah, was Chris-chan. It is okay then. I think that's in reference to Sonichu possessing Chris, or Chris possessing Sonichu. So, Chris-chan Sonichu says, guess I will have to make something appear out of nothing. And all these people are standing around like, oh my god, oh, the true God must have done it. It is a miracle from Yahweh, yeah. And Chris is like, uh-oh. Because they're not worshiping him, they're believing in the Christian God. So you got Pickchu walking along with some random person. Random guy says, wow, you really are working hard on your art. Good job. And Pickchu says, pet me and say I'm a good girl. And then the person laughs like, oh, that's funny. And then she's got crazy eyes. I asked nicely. She's such a great protagonist. Don't know who this lion lady is, but she says, raise up my creation. Raise up, pick two. And then there's like a bag, and she like hops out of the bag and says, Pickchu? And the person's like, yeah, okay, so what? So Pickchu was supposed to be Pickchu, like Mewtwo, but she misheard the name, so now she's Pickchu. I'm guessing that this is supposed to be an actual self-insert of the author, and this is the self-insert of the author's creation. There's some deep lore that I'm guessing. There's a knife. Someone's saying, and someone's reaching for the knife, and Pickchu's like, I have to get him back. She has to get Magi-chan back, who abandoned her by just teleporting away. Sonichu and Rosechu are in the shower, and is saying, again, as someone's reaching for something, and it's Pickchu. Give me back my Magi-chan. She's gonna stab them, like in the movie where they get stabbed. I know what Psycho is, it's just funnier to pretend that I don't sometimes. Okay, so you got Rosechu and Sonichu all tied up. Rosechu says, why are you doing this to us? And Pickchu says, why? I am an abomination from where I am from. He was the first to be kind to me. I love him. I want Magi-chan back. So tell your goddess to bring him back. This might have been in reference to Chris saying that Magi-chan isn't dating Pickchu, so she had to write that out of the comic, but I'm not entirely sure. Alright, there's a lot of darkness. This is not fair. I'm a good boy. I behave. I deserve better. I deserve him. Is Pickchu a boy? I think I knew that. I haven't hurt anyone, so am I still good? I am good. I remember now, Helena actually told me that Pickchu was a boy. She corrected me. If you're wondering the reason that I'm reading this and just like scrolling through the comic on the website and not doing what I did for my Sonichu videos, it's because this website doesn't let you save the images. I cannot download these, so I can't do like a scripted thing where I dissect the comic and just summarize it for you. I literally have to just read it on the website, so I figured that live reacting to it is the best alternative. You got Punchy being all sad. Bubbles walks up to him. Good morning, why the long face, Punchy? And Punchy says, Oh, hi, Angelica. It wasn't Bubbles. I was confused, because there's a bunch of bubbles. Oh, hi, Angelica. Sonichu is not answering my calls. Alright, so this is DJ Jams to Sonichu, who says, well, ladies and gentlefolk, let's check the messages. Click. I love, 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 I love, I love, Magic-chan. That was really rough. Alright, you got Pickchu, and she's doing like a PowerPoint presentation. She says, this is why Christine should pat me on the head and tell me that I am a good boy or a good girl. And she's saying, and also make me the newest prophet. And it's showing pictures. You see, me drawing is almost like drawing reality. I can change it. I can wait and not hurt people. Therefore, I am a good boy. I can see some aspects of reality. Therefore, I am a good prophet. Okay, so this is the sequel to when Sonichu was hiding behind the brick wall with the double-barrel shotgun. Apparently, those were zombies. And this is zombie Rosechu, who Sonichu has muzzled so she can't bite him, and apparently she lost an eye in the zombie invasion, and her arm is rotting off. That's what this exposed bone is. And his reaction to finding his zombified wife is, this is S*** to die for. Alright, so Blake is walking around, he's drunk. Heh, the night is young. Say, Sonichu, should we go home? Sonichu's like on the ground, he spilled his drink, someone scribbled all over him, it's graffiti. Pickchu staring at us. She looks to the side. She looks at the locket in her hand. It's Magic-chan. Alright, so this is Rosechu, and she's talking to Kelly, or Kel, her original trainer, and she says, Kel, David is too big for me, so you can have him. I've been through the scene in the original comic. I've been through the scene in the Rosechu fan comic. And I've been through the scene in Chris's recreation of his original comic by taking in elements of the Rosechu comic, and I thought I was done with this scene forever. But no, because now Helena is putting it in her fan comic. So Kel just smiles. And she says, because it's a dick joke. Sonichu's looking around on the ground and says, senpai, we cannot do this. Maybe I was a little too early in assuming he was looking around on the ground as opposed to being on all fours. Okay. So he's above someone and he says, what would my wife think of us if she sees us playing like this? And Rosechu walks in and says, I can hear you. And it's Sonichu who's mounting Sonic. It's great. So Angelica wakes up, and then her eyes are wide awake, and she's like, oh my god, what? It is okay, Angelica. You can go back to sleep. This is in reference to the panel of Sonichu, where she evolves, I believe, and you can see Chris looking in through the window at her. See, this is what I'm here for. This is Chris-chan. He's talking to a judge, and he says, I am telling you, Your Honor, since I gave my credit card to Patty, I have been accumulating debt. And the judge says, and who is Patty? And Chris says, my loyal dog. What? Well, my dead dog. Okay, because remember, Patty's real in Quickville. Pickchu sitting there on bed, can't sleep, looks over. It's a picture of Magic-chan. She's really just upset. Pickchu's a boy. Keep forgetting. Alright, we have Magic-chan. It was me who ruined your day. I went back in time and ruined your chances of dating many girls. I made some into lesbians. He's obviously talking to Chris. Bang! Someone shot him through the head. I don't know who that is. This is a reference to some YouTube video, but I still don't know who that is. Okay, so this issue, this comic was commissioned by someone. So you have, don't know who that is, and I'm assuming Rosechu. Sorry, Mon, but I need to go find Dad because it is up to me to get him home. I don't know if this is a typo. It's supposed to be Mom. And that would make this like Sarah Rosechu or something. So she steps through the time portal, and there's a car, and it stops short. And she gets hit by the car, and so Rosechu follows her through the portal and says, no, my baby. And then she flatlines in the hospital, I guess. Okay, so you have a character, don't know who it's supposed to be, and they're floating in the void. And they say, oh wow, finally found something in this void of a universe, and it's a cup. And then a portal opens, and someone just takes it away, and now they're sad. Alright, so this is Rosechu, and they're talking to, don't know who this is. And she says, do you think Punchy is kind of gay? And this character says, isn't it like a sin? And Rosechu says, well, yeah, but Mom kinda make it legal and okay. This might be a good time to tell you that English is not Helena's first language. Okay, so this one is about Elsa Sonichu, Elsa from Frozen. Ah, my ice castle is finally done. And then you hear Blaziken, that's a fire Pokemon. And Elsa's like, ah? And then Blaziken's burning down the castle. That's in reference to Chris moving 2 of his Pokemon from his cartridge to Quickville to fight the Nazis. Apparently, there's a Sonichu version of Elsa there too. Beach Day. Every anime has a good beach episode. So you got Pickchu here, I think. Someone saying, haha, and Blake is kicking people. And they're like, just keep tanning. I'm not gonna care. You got Sans from Undertale. And Bunny person, and Sans says, well, someone has to go home and change. Because they're both wearing a sweatshirt. Alright, so there's 2 trolls, and they're arguing, and says, haha, you are so gay, bleh. Hey, everyone, look, someone calls from off-screen. And it's a rocket, because the city's being nuked. Magichan is meditating. Hey guys, listen to me. And then another voice says, no, listen to me. Magichan says, do not fight that jerk-op. And someone else says, I'm gonna kill you. And then now Magichan is in anger management class, along with Sonichu. It's not Magichan, who's that? This is Magichan, you can tell by the vest, but there's no cheeks. Is this Magichan? I cannot tell. Where's his cheeks? I want to see them cheeks. Good morning, class. This is the date ed class. Punchy, Wild, listen, you can't come to dating class every time you guys get dumped. I have no idea what's happening. There's a cat. Pickchu's looking out the window at the cat. And Pickchu opens the window and says, shut up, I have nothing to do tomorrow but still, because there's a cat that's keeping her awake. Okay. Pickchu is drawing. I don't like that line. Control Z, but she can't do Control Z because it's on a pad of real paper. Everyone's laughing at this character. I don't know who this character is. They're still laughing. He throws up. Oh wow, a new attack. Alright, so this one is a longer and unfinished comic. College, and it's drawn in the same way that Chris drew his amazingly detailed mall. You got Punchy and Wild, and Punchy says, yo, Wild. Punchy? Yeah. Punchy says, why are you here? I'm heading to dating class. And Wild says, yeah, same. Wild explains, well, weren't you with Layla or whatever her name was? And Punchy explains, no, brother, she left me when I got that bananasaur. It broke my heart. I've done some thinking, and came to the conclusion I should have taken her feelings into consideration. And this is why it's unfinished, because it's still a sketch. But I'm gonna ace that class, not my first time. Wild says, are you sure? Man, I'm a bit afraid of falling in love again, since my sweetheart was murdered to death. It's very accurate. That's a reference to Simonla, who exploded. That was retconned, but whatever. Punchy says, this is gonna be so easy, you will see. I will get the prettiest girl in class. And then the teacher comes up and says, good morning, class. How you might all know this is dating class. How you might all know this is dating class. It's not words. Whoever is not ready for connection, the door is behind me. First of all, we will put you all in groups. We will separate you by what you like in genders, and we'll separate gays from straights. Punchy says, didn't we cure all gays like some years ago? And the teacher says, class? Laugh. And everyone laughs at Punchy. So the teacher has something on it that's like a flame. Anyways, you all will download your class Tinder, I get it. Takes out his phone. The teacher continues, make sure to write a profile and state if you are looking for a polyamorous relationship. So they're looking at their phones. And Punchy's like, yeah. And Wild's like, just checking how to do it. Totally not watching you put what you like. And Punchy's like, well, I am looking for a spunky wild girl who's into cool guys with motorcycles and likes to watch me do martial arts and my jokes. And Wild says, haha, that sounds like me. I'm looking for a cool, strong girl who gets along with my daughter, is funny, brave, and likes to work out with me. And he's like, wait a minute. ... And the teacher says, all right, class, listen up. Well, now that you made a profile without any pictures, we will move to the important part that is chatting. When you chat, you should be sincere, right enough, neither too little or too much. A couple lines will be enough. You shouldn't reveal too much about your appearance. Just talk about what you like, dislike, take turns talking, be funny if possible, and most of all, be respectful. People want respect after everything. At the end of the course, you are allowed to exchange phone numbers and meet up, and then the bell rings and the class ends. And Punchy says, I have faith in this new class, and Wild says, yeah, me too. They're walking away. Punchy says, so, want to watch me train today? And Wild says, ooh, can I go train with you? And they're talking, and he puts his hand on his back, and he says, haha, that is so cool, sure. Jumps forward at Punchy's dojo. I'm sure you can see where this is going, where these two are going to fall in love. So they're punching. You punch, kick, boink, Yeah, they're gonna boink all right. He falls over. Wild man, I am so sorry. He's all dazed. Ah, no, no, I am fine. And they're fine. And then later that month, they're back in the school. Punchy's upset. I failed the class just because I got no date? And Punchy's all like upset and crying. I failed too. I just wanted a best friend to be with and share my life with. And Punchy says, a best friend to kiss and go on dates and share moments with? And Wild says, yeah. I think I may have called him Punchy last time. And Wild says, so want to come train with me? And Punchy looks up and they're happy. So yeah, that entire thing was Punchy and Wild are gay for each other now. It's great. All right, so Pickchu's standing there and says, today I'm going to talk about... Don't speak that. I am from Argentina, near the capital, and people say we are arrogant, self-centered, or scammers. We are better than the rest of the countries, and if others are dumb and fall for our tricks, is their fault. So Pickchu is Argentinian. This person says, okay, what is all that noise? And it's Magichan, he's running around, he's in a bathroom. He says, so, we shall keep the mind doors open in order to receive the dimensional merge. And then, she said that to me. The nerve of some people. I am all-knowing. People should trust me immediately, right? I mean, look at what I can do. So, this is a picture that Helena drew to convince Chris that Magichan was, like, real and actually visiting her. And this is a reference to when Jacob said that Magichan said that they should, like, get married. It's the, you should trust me immediately, right? So, later the next day, Helena keeps drawing him in, like, real places. Later the next day, he and I went on a kind of play date. So again, this is, like, the real Helena in our world talking to Magichan. We enjoyed the day. Mewtwo is there too. And I let him crash in my bed, and just like that, he left, so I guess this is Helena. But in another reality, Magichan came to my life instead. Alright, so we're a little more than 50 issues in, or 1/4 of the way in, so I think this is a good place to stop. Looks like there's going to be some color on the horizon, which is a nice change of pace, so I can finally understand what's happening. Thank you for watching.